Hi everybody, it's Eileen. So back to the kitchen. So we're cooking with Eileen again. Okay, so today I made wild rice and turkey and mushroom soup, and I decided, biscuits would be good. So once again, back into the kitchen, check the cupboard, what's in the pantry, and that's what you get when you're cooking with me. So I had a box of these cheddar biscuit mix. Yeah, I can make them, but with gluten-free, it's just easier to buy a box. And they're supposed to taste like Red Lobster. Okay, we shall see. But if they do, I'll be thrilled. So I pulled out, so I'm going to make the biscuits. And I decided that a lot of the things that I would use my biscuit making are the same things I use when I make cookies. And who's making cookies, right? So I went and got, these are our kitchen shears. They're absolutely perfect because they're perfect for cutting everything off, right? To open up my bag. They're also perfect for snipping, like if you've got like the fat on your meat or something, I use them for snipping that. I also use them for trimming my flowers. And then when you put them, whether you put them in your utensil holder or you put them in the drawer, you just slip them into their wonderful holders. I love the fact that all of our sharp items have a holder, right? So in that way you're not going to. So, and then you just put a cup of water. This is, these measuring cups you guys all really need to have. Why do you all need them? Because they're made out of acrylic and the numbers never wash off. I was just talking to somebody the other day about it, and they said, you know, nothing's worse than when you are going ahead and you are trying to read the numbers on your measuring cups or your measuring spoons and you can't. Why? Because they all wash out. So with our acrylic measuring cups, measuring spoons, whether you're doing the liquids or the dry measuring cups, what's nice about them is the fact that the numbers are in between the layers, right? So because of the fact they're in between the layers, they never wash up. So, who's watching me? So, let me know. Comments are wonderful, because then I know who's watching. Otherwise, I just feel like I'm talking to myself. And the ninth thing, the Golding comes down and goes, so, Mommy, who you talking to? You know, the phone. So, anyways, so this is my batter bowl. You know what's amazing, guys, is, oh, that's not enough cheddar cheese. We'll have to add a little bit more. Normally, I shred mine all myself, but my husband likes to just have a bag and pull it out. So, we're just going to do it this way. Sort of cheating today, okay? But normally I do it. So anyways, I just added the cheese, added my seasoning here, and then I'm just going to put these in here. So this is my batter bowl. When I started 24 years ago, and I still have my first batter bowl, and they have a lid, and you know the great thing is, they go in the microwave, and you can even make a cake. Hi, Katie. What are you doing today? So, leave me a note, you guys. What's your favorite Christmas cookie to make? I'm always curious. Plus, I really love cookies. And if you guys have paid attention to me in the last little while, you'll all know I've been baking cookies. You know, want a glass of milk and cookies? Well, you have my cookies, right? Okay. So, the batter bowl has a lid. It's microwavable safe. It's oven safe. Of course, it's dishwasher safe and cupboard safe, of course, too, right? So what I'm going to make my biscuits on today is I grabbed our stainless steel bakeware baking sheet, right? And then this, you guys, is the handiest thing in the world to own. It's a pastry one, right? So here's why it's so great. It's got little circles, so you know exactly what size, and it tells you. The big ones are 3 to 4 tablespoons, or normally about you would use with your 3 tablespoons. That's what I'm using here. The small ones are for a teaspoon over scoops like this, and these are the 2. Because I'm doing biscuits, and this one takes 12, and you know these biscuits, that's not like they're actually going to spread. I'm going to go ahead, but here's the great thing. Because of the way this pastry mat is made, this is why it's so handy to own, is you know exactly where they're supposed to be, right? And that way you can even. The reason for doing the scoops is because if you measure your food out and you're scooping and they're all the same size, they're going to cook so much more evenly for you too. And isn't that what you all want? The other thing that's really handy because of these scoops, you can just give them a little press, because I know that some of my cookie balls that I make, I have to roll them into little cookie balls. But this way, they're actually almost being preformed when I go ahead and I scoop them out. The other handy thing about doing this too is you can just roll them in between your hands if you absolutely have to, right? And then you're going to be set to do. You can also use these if you wanted to do meatballs, right? So handy to do too as well. Another thing you could use these for, besides my meatballs, and you can make very large cookies, and I'm doing my biscuits here too, right? It just makes it easier. Now, I know I just told you that we're supposed to do everything like I had sizes, but you know what? They said there would be 10 to 12. I have 12 now, and I have a little left. But these are not supposed to spread, according to what the picture looks like. So I'm just going to rearrange a little bit, right? But so, the other thing that's handy is, you want to go ahead and get 2 of these mats. And the reason you want 2 of the mats is because one's in the oven, and then as soon as the second one, the first batch of cookies comes out, go ahead, take your other mat, put it onto your cookie, your sheet here. And the reason you do that is because you don't want to put your cookie dough onto a hot cookie sheet and then let it set, because then it isn't going to bake evenly. So you don't want to do that either. So this way. And then I'm just going to stick these in the oven for about 10 to 12 minutes. And then they'll be done. And then I'm going to eat them with my turkey and rice. But look at how nice. And then I'll take a picture and I'll post it of what they look like when they're done, because that's always a good thing to do too. But you know, when you're baking cookies, here's another really important thing. When you're baking cookies, one of the things that you want to make sure is use butter, and you want to, when you're adding the sugar and it's called creaming it, you want to make sure that you really cream it well. Add your butter. It's best if it's actually just slightly softened. And when you're using your electric mixer, gradually add your sugar and make sure that it comes in, because when you mix it in when you're baking and you're creaming, it gives you a much better consistency, whether you're baking a cake, you're making bars, or you're baking cookies. So, who's baking cookies? And more importantly, who needs the scoops? Because everyone, look at, here's what I like. I'll show you really quick. Okay, so here's the great thing. This is a teaspoon. This is our small scoop. This is for smaller cookies. They're going to be about this big, right? Or they would have been really little biscuits, really little. Or melon balls, or small meatballs. This works good. This one here is a medium-sized cookie. So figure about this big around. Yeah, about this big around, right? They're also, you can make medium-sized meatballs. Like if you were going to make meatballs and then you want to put them on little toothpicks, use one of these 2 sides because they're appetizers. If you're doing dinner and you're doing meatballs, if you only want like 1 or 2 nice meatballs in the center of your spaghettis, you would use this one here because this is 3 tablespoons. If you want to have 3 or 4, maybe, use a smaller one, right? You could do that. You can use them for when you're making melons as well. It works good for that. Oh, and if you're using the pastry bags that we carry for decorating your cookies, I use my scoop, right? And then I use the medium or the large one, and I scoop my frosting into the pastry bags, so that way it's much easier, I have found, than using my scrapers. Now, of course, I couldn't live without my large mixing scrapers. So, today I decided to show you biscuits. I'm thinking that maybe I should pop back in like every day. So, let me know in the comments if you watch me live or you watch me in replay. Tell me what your favorite cookie is that you're going to bake. And tell me what you would love to see. Which product would you like me to demo? And, well, I could probably do that. So anyways, thanks for joining me. Have a great day, everybody. And I will post my picture of the biscuits when they come out of the oven in about another 10 minutes. Bye.